Metro security camera footage. 6:15 a.m. Platform empty. 6:16 a.m. Still empty. 6:17 a.m. Keanu Reeves suddenly appeared, unconscious on the ground, as if he'd materialized from thin air. But the strangest part was the note in his pocket. "If you find me, don't take me to the hospital. They are coming." Who was coming? And how did Keanu? The 42nd Street subway station in New York was just beginning its morning rush when security guard Tommy Martinez made his rounds. A 20-year veteran of the Metropolitan Transportation Authority, Tommy had seen everything from drunks to drug deals, from proposals to protests. But nothing had prepared him for what he'd find on Platform 4 that Tuesday morning. At first, he thought it was just another homeless person seeking shelter from the November cold. A figure lay motionless near the yellow safety line, dressed in dark clothing, but as Tommy approached, his flashlight beam caught something that made him gasp. "Holy! Control, this is Martinez on Platform 4. We need paramedics immediately, and you're not going to believe this, but I think I've found Keanu Reeves." "Tommy, this better not be another one of your jokes. I'm dead serious. It's him. He's unconscious. There's blood on his forehead and something's not right here." Within minutes, the platform was swarming with first responders. Dr. Sarah Chen, who happened to be commuting to her shift at Mount Sinai Hospital, rushed over when she heard the commotion. "Let me through. I'm a doctor." She knelt beside Keanu, checking his vitals. His pulse was weak but steady, breathing shallow. A gash on his forehead had bled considerably but appeared superficial. "He's stable, but we need to get him to—" "Wait," Tommy interrupted, holding up an evidence bag. "This fell out of his pocket." Inside was a crumpled piece of paper with shaky handwriting. "If you find me, don't take me to the hospital. They are coming. Check camera 4B, timestamp 6:17. The truth is there." K.R. Dr. Chen frowned. "This could be delirium from head trauma. We need to—" "Doc, you might want to see this first," called Officer Patricia Webb from the security booth. Her face had gone pale as she stared at the monitor array. They crowded into the small booth as Patricia rewound the footage from camera 4B. "Watch this. 6:15 a.m. The platform was empty except for a janitor pushing his cart in the background. 6:16. Still empty. The timestamp clicked to 6:17:00. What happened next defied explanation. One frame showed an empty platform. The very next frame, not even a full second later, showed Keanu Reeves lying exactly where they'd found him. No transition, no arrival, no fall. He simply appeared. "That's impossible," Dr. Chen whispered. "Play it again." They watched it 3 more times. Same result. In one frame, empty platform. Next frame, unconscious Keanu. "The cameras must be malfunctioning," Officer Webb said, but her voice lacked conviction. "All of them?" Tommy pointed to the other monitors. "Look, cameras 4A and 4C show the same thing from different angles. He just materialized." That's when Keanu stirred. His eyes fluttered open, unfocused at first, then suddenly sharp with panic. He tried to sit up but winced, hand going to his head. "Mr. Reeves, please don't move," Dr. Chen said gently. "You've been injured. We need to get you to a hospital." "No!" Keanu's voice was hoarse but forceful. "No hospitals." "What time is it? How long was I unconscious?" "It's 6:43 a.m., Tommy answered. "We found you about 20 minutes ago." Keanu's face relaxed slightly. Okay, there's still time." He looked around at their concerned faces. "I know how this looks. But please, you have to trust me. We can't stay here." "Mr. Reeves," Officer Webb stepped forward, "can you tell us what happened? How did you get here?" Keanu struggled to his feet, leaning against the wall. "That's complicated. The security footage. You've seen it? We saw something impossible, Patricia admitted. Not impossible, just unprecedented. Keanu reached into his jacket. Everyone tensed, but he only pulled out a phone. The screen was cracked, but functional. I need to make a call. Then I'll explain everything. But we need to move to somewhere public, very public. Why? Dr. Chen asked. Because they don't operate in crowds. Too many witnesses. Before anyone could ask who they were, Keanu's phone connected. Marcus? Yes, it happened again. Platform 4, 42nd Street. No, I'm conscious this time. 26 minutes. Yes, I remember more. The facility, the white room, the machine. Marcus, they're getting bolder. This time there were witnesses. Good idea. CNN it is. He hung up and turned to the group. I know you all have questions. If you come with me, you'll get answers. But if you want to walk away now, forget this happened. I understand. This is about to get complicated. Tommy laughed nervously. Mr. Reeves, with all due respect, we just saw you appear out of thin air on security footage. We're already past complicated. Fair point. Keanu managed a weak smile. There's a Starbucks 1 block away. Always crowded. We go there. I'll tell you everything. But first, he looked at Officer Webb. Can you make copies of that security footage? Multiple copies. Upload one to the cloud. This is evidence. Evidence of what? Of what Pharmatech Industries has been doing to people. Of why certain individuals have been disappearing. And of what they tried to do to me. The Starbucks on 43rd Street was indeed packed with morning commuters. Keanu had put on Tommy's MTA cap and Dr. Chen's oversized medical coat, a simple disguise that worked well enough. They commandeered a corner table, speaking in low voices beneath the din of espresso machines and chatter. 3 months ago, Keanu began, I was approached by a whistleblower from Pharmatech Industries. Dr. Marcus Webb. Officer Webb, any relation? Patricia shook her head. He claimed Pharmatech was conducting illegal human trials. They'd developed something they called Project Transit, a form of quantum teleportation. Sounds like science fiction, right? But Marcus had proof. Videos, documents, test results. 14 people had vanished from New York in the last year. The police thought they were runaways or victims of random crime, but Marcus knew better. They were test subjects. That's insane, Dr. Chen interjected. That's what I thought. Until Marcus showed me Sarah Mitchell. Keanu pulled up a news article on his phone. Local teacher missing for 3 days, found disoriented in Central Park. I remember this, Tommy said. She claimed she'd been abducted but couldn't remember by who. Because the process damages short-term memory, Keanu explained. But Sarah remembered fragments. A white room, scientists in hazmat suits, a machine that looked like an MRI but felt like... She said it felt like being dissolved and reconstructed. Why didn't she go to the police? Officer Webb asked. She did. They thought she was having a mental breakdown. Pharmatech had people inside the NYPD, the hospitals, everywhere. Anyone who tried to speak up was discredited or... Keanu paused. Or they disappeared again, permanently. So what happened to you? Dr. Chen leaned forward. I started investigating. Quietly, using my resources, my connections, I found 12 of the 14 missing people. All had similar stories. All had been grabbed off the street, experimented on, then returned with their memories scrambled. But 2, his voice dropped. 2 never came back. Marcus thinks they died during transport. Transport where? That's just it. Nowhere. The technology doesn't move you through space. It moves you through somewhere else. For a fraction of a second, you cease to exist in our reality. Then you're reconstructed at a target location, but sometimes the reconstruction fails. Tommy whistled low. And they did this to you? Last night, I was leaving a charity event at the Hilton. Got into what I thought was my car. Next thing I remember is a white room, machines, voices saying, "Celebrity test will validate the technology." Then pain like nothing I've ever felt. Like every atom in my body was being torn apart. Then, nothing. Until I woke up on that platform. "But why leave you in public?" Patricia wondered. "They didn't mean to. Marcus thinks something went wrong. The technology is unstable. They tried to transport me somewhere, probably their facility, but I ended up in the subway instead. The head injury might have been from falling when I materialized." Dr. Chen was studying him with medical concern. "Mr. Reeves, have you considered that this could be a delusion? Head trauma? Mental breakdown?" Keanu smiled sadly. "Doctor, I wish it was. But you saw the footage. How do you explain that?" Before she could answer, Keanu's phone buzzed. Marcus was texting frantically, "Get out now! They found you!" The Starbucks door chimed as 3 people in dark suits entered. They moved with purpose, scanning the crowd. "Don't run," Keanu whispered. "Walking, natural. Exit through the back." They stood casually, Tommy and Patricia flanking Keanu, while Dr. Chen led the way. They'd almost reached the rear exit when one of the suits spotted them. "Mr. Reeves! A word, please." Keanu didn't stop. They pushed through the exit into an alley. A black van was waiting, engine running. The side door slid open, revealing a disheveled man in his 50s with wild eyes. Dr. Marcus Webb. "Get in. Now." They piled into the van as the suits burst through the exit. Marcus floored it, tires screeching as they merged into traffic. "Marcus," Keanu said, "meet the witnesses who saved my life." Marcus glanced back. "You saw it happen?" "The transport." "We saw the security footage," Tommy confirmed. "He wasn't there. Then he was." "Good. Good. Evidence. We need evidence." Marcus was driving erratically, constantly checking mirrors. "Pharmatech is moving to Phase 3. Mass trials. They want to sell this to the military. Imagine soldiers appearing behind enemy lines. Assassins materializing in secure locations. It's worth billions." "But it's killing people," Dr. Chen protested. "Acceptable losses, they call it. 14% failure rate, but they've solved that, they claim. Keanu was supposed to be the proof. Transport a celebrity, reveal it to the world, stock prices soar." "So why dump him in the subway?" Patricia asked. Marcus laughed bitterly. "They didn't. The machine is flawed. It's not true teleportation. It's dimensional shifting. For a moment, subjects exist in a parallel space. Sometimes they don't come back to the exact intended location. Sometimes they don't come back at all." They pulled into an underground parking garage. Marcus led them to a hidden room behind a maintenance door. Inside was a makeshift laboratory filled with computers, monitors, and stacks of documents. "This is everything," Marcus said. 3 years of evidence, but no one believed me. A discredited scientist rambling about teleportation, but now, with Keanu's testimony, with the security footage, with witnesses, we can expose them," Keanu finished. "There's a problem," Patricia said, looking at her phone. "The footage from the subway. It's gone, deleted from the system." "What about the copies?" "Checking. The cloud upload failed. My phone copy, corrupted." She looked stricken. "They destroyed all of it." The room fell silent. Without the footage, they had nothing but an incredible story. "Actually," Tommy said slowly, reaching into his pocket, "I might have something." He pulled out an old flip phone. "I'm kind of old school. Recorded the monitor with this while you all were talking. Quality's terrible, but..." He played the grainy video. It was barely visible, but you could make out the empty platform and then Keanu's sudden appearance. Marcus grabbed the phone like it was made of gold. This could work. Low-tech recording, harder to corrupt remotely." Keanu stood up, wincing slightly. We need to move fast. Marcus, can you get us to CNN? They'll be watching the news stations. Then we go live from here. Stream it, make it viral before they can stop us. Keanu looked at each of them. You all risked a lot helping me. You can still walk away. Are you kidding? Tommy said. This is the most exciting thing to happen in my 20 years of security work. I'm a doctor, Dr. Chen added. If people are being hurt, I have to help. Patricia nodded. Protect and serve. That includes protecting people from illegal experiments. Marcus was already setting up a laptop. Going live in 60 seconds. Keanu, you ready? Keanu sat in front of the camera, his injury visible, lending credibility to his story. As ready as I'll ever be. The stream went live. Within minutes, hundreds were watching, then thousands. My name is Keanu Reeves, he began. What I'm about to tell you sounds impossible. But I have proof. Pharmatech Industries has been conducting illegal human experiments. They've developed technology that can teleport humans, but at a terrible cost. People have died. Others have been traumatized. And last night, they tried to use me as their showcase. He held up Tommy's phone, showing the grainy footage. This is security camera footage from the 42nd Street subway station. You can see me appear from nowhere. Not entering the station, not falling. Appearing. The view count climbed 50,000. 100,000, 500,000. Marcus joined him on camera, presenting documents, photos, medical records. Dr. Chen explained the biological implications. Officer Webb discussed the legal violations. Tommy testified about finding Keanu. Within an hour, 3 million people were watching. News outlets were picking up the stream. Number Pharmatech scandal was trending globally, then the lights went out. The door exploded inward. Tactical teams swarmed in, laser sights dancing in the darkness. But they were too late. The stream had been mirrored across dozens of platforms. The world was watching. Keanu Reeves, a voice called out. You're under arrest for corporate espionage and theft of proprietary information. That's fascinating, Keanu replied calmly. Because I'm pretty sure kidnapping and human experimentation are bigger crimes. The lead officer hesitated. His earpiece was chattering frantically. The situation had changed. 3 million witnesses were now over 10 million. Congress members were tweeting demands for investigation. The FBI was mobilizing. Stand down, the officer finally said. New orders. We're to secure the scene for federal investigators. Within 48 hours, Pharmatech's headquarters was raided. The CEO, Dr. Richard Hamilton, was arrested along with 47 others. The facility where the experiments took place was shut down. 14 victims came forward with their stories. The technology was classified and sealed. Some said it was destroyed. Others believed it was taken by the government for further study. Keanu testified before Congress, his appearance in the subway still unexplained by conventional science. The footage, grainy as it was, became one of the most analyzed videos in Internet history. Dr. Marcus Webb was cleared of all charges and recognized as a whistleblower hero. He now works for a bioethics committee overseeing corporate research. Tommy Martinez became something of a celebrity himself. The security guard who saved Keanu Reeves and helped expose a conspiracy. He still works for the MTA, but now gives talks about civic duty and courage. Dr. Sarah Chen published several papers on the theoretical biological effects of quantum transportation, becoming a leading voice in emerging technology ethics. Officer Patricia Webb received a commendation and was promoted to detective, specializing in corporate crime. As for Keanu, he returned to his normal life, or as normal as it could be after being publicly teleported. He still takes the subway sometimes, always stopping at platform 4 of the 42nd Street station. A small plaque now hangs there, installed by the MTA. On this platform, the impossible became possible, and ordinary people did extraordinary things. When asked about the experience in interviews, Keanu always says the same thing. The real heroes are the ones who believed the impossible and chose to act. A security guard, a doctor, a police officer, and a discredited scientist. They saved not just me, but potentially hundreds of future victims. The platform camera 4B was never repaired. Some say it's because the MTA lacks funding. Others believe it's because some mysteries are better left unexplored. But late at night, security guards still report strange things on Platform 4. Flickers of light, sounds that don't belong, and occasionally, just occasionally, people appearing in places they shouldn't be, with no memory of how they got there. The official investigation concluded that Pharmatech's technology was theoretically possible but practically unstable. All research was ordered, destroyed, but Tommy Martinez keeps that grainy video on his old flip phone. Sometimes he watches it, still unable to fully comprehend what he witnessed. One frame, empty. Next frame, a person exists. He's been offered thousands of dollars for the phone, but he always refuses. Some things, he says, are more valuable than money. Some things need to be remembered exactly as they were. Impossible, terrifying, and absolutely real.